everyone. Alex Tam and Rocky here from Zephyr Equity Group. And today we got a very, very special treat. It's a topic where, gosh, if you don't know where to invest or how to invest in real estate, and you're like, should I buy my own home? Do I invest with multifamily and how it works? It looks like it's crazy. Sometimes people think it's a scam at the beginning. They're like, oh my God, it's so scary. I don't even know where it's going. Or, you know, there's a topic today that I think is going to really enlighten you to help you not only invest, but allow your money to work for you since you work so hard for your money. So, what's the topic, Rocky? I will let you talk about it.
Right. All right, Alex. So, yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that some people think that, investing in multifamily is a scam because it involves, a big amount of money, right? So, and for some of our viewers who are thinking to invest, they may not have that much money yet. So, today we are going to be talking about seed financing, right? It's something that a lot of people are looking into when it comes to raising funds for real estate. So what is seed funding?
In real estate, usually, if you go buy a home, a single family home, let's just say, or maybe a duplex, a quadplex, right? If the home is $1 million, you put 20% down. It's 200,000. And some people just, okay, I paid 200,000. Now I get $1 million property. What if we're going after a $10 million property? And now the down payment is $2 million, right? A lot of times as sponsors, we're not just going to come up with 2 million ourselves, you see, but we find a deal, and what we give up is equity in the deal, right? So now we give up equity and people can actually take part in ownership. That's different than just investing in a REIT, the REIT, the REITs, where, oh, it's a stock where you are, investing into a certain community, a certain city. So when that city goes up, yours go up. It's not like that because we're not following a trend. You're actually getting ownership of this one apartment, right? A complex, and you buy into it. That's what seed money is. We take that money, $2 million, and the 2 million, you might get 70%, you might get 80% of the equity, right? But you're part owner of it, right? So you have part ownership, but because you're also a limited liability partner called an LP, you actually don't get any of the problems of being a sponsor as well. And you get to, number one, invest your money on a specific property on that location. You get ownership of it. When we write out the operating agreement, you get to see exactly how much ownership that you get. And then from the profits, you get a split of the profits. You might even get a preferred return, like the most recent one that we did. There was a 7% pref, right? What a 7% pref means is, well, as investor, what happens is you get that 7% before anybody else gets it, like the operators, so we don't get anything until you as the limited partner gets that 7%, and then we go from there. Yeah, so it's really cool. It's a great way to have ownership in a multi-unit property instead of just buying a single family home, because there's a problem. Say you bought a single family home, and if one tenant moves out, that means that $1 million home that you put in 200,000 on, that 200,000 when someone moves out is not earning you anything, right? 101 when one tenant moves out, 100% of your rent is gone. You're not making anything for that month. Plus you have to put in because you have to pay for that interest. But say you take that 1 million okay, or the 200,000, and you invest it in a 20 unit apartment, right? Now, if one tenant moves out, you still have 95% occupancy. 95% of your money is still working for you, you know? So that's where seed money comes from. We call it part of a syndication. Some people call it crowdfunding, right? Different terms for different places.
And how do you normally do it, Alex? So, like, when do you get to decide how much or how many people can invest in a
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
property?
So
How
that's a
does
great
it work?
question. Let's say us as operators, let's say you're the limited partner wanting to invest, right? We're the
Mm-hmm.
operators. I get a piece of property under contract, you know, and now go back to the $10 million, $2 million example, 20%. That 20% I have to raise for it. Well, as an operator, of course, I might put in 100,000, you see, and a certain amount of money. Now I got to raise 1.9. So I come to you and I say, Rocky, hey, we have this amazing property. I'm going to tell you all about it. We do a Zoom call, right? And say you invest 100,000. Now we get 19 people doing that. That's how it happens. So usually you got to know what the property is. And some people do funds, but you really want to know what property you're in, what's the location like, right? What are the estimated returns? And have I done it before? See, the recent one that we did on 96 units, we've done it before a block away at 56 units. So we know we have proven rents.
Wow.
It's been done. We have a proof of concept. We have a phenomenal team. Okay. Great management team, great asset management team, contracting team, and all of that. So we know that we're able to do that, and you have to put some trust in us. Of course, that initial investment, right, is quite a bit. It's a big chunk of change. I'm not saying that it's not, but you also have to put a lot of trust in the person as well. I think trust in a relationship is number one. If you can't trust that person, I mean, forget about it.
Yeah, especially in investing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the biggest
Yeah, because
parts of
anyone can
investing,
make up
right?
numbers, right? The question is, do you trust it? Do you trust them? Can they back it up? It's all about relationship from there on.
All right. And how do you normally choose the people that you're gonna ask to invest?
We
Yeah.
usually have a group of people that we know that are already into real estate, or they're trying to get into real estate, or they just don't like what they're investing in. I mean, you look at Netflix since the beginning of the year, went down by about 60 to 70%, right? You got a lot of tech companies down, their stocks are 30 to 40% down from the beginning of the year. So a lot of people are looking for alternative ways to invest, but don't know how. They want to do real estate, but they're like, I don't know how, you know? And we only work with good people because there's some people that are just not good people. They might have money, right? But then they don't trust you, you see? No, of course, we'll do everything that we can to earn their trust, right? But if they keep having doubts and your operator hasn't answered your questions, I wouldn't even have anyone invest with me if they have a huge amount of doubt. I'm not trying to sell it. I just want you to know because this is something where I want you to make the right decision, give you the right information so you can make that decision for you and your family. And the investment is not just say, oh yeah, you should really do it and this and that. Most of the people that we talk to, they're already looking into it. They're thinking about it already. So it all works out.
Right. And so how long does it normally take for you to get someone, be part of the team and do the investments and really complete the required amount for a property?
Well, usually we have about 60 days to, get everything funded. This last property that we had, it was funded in 72 hours. So it did not take long because we have a very credible team. It was a phenomenal property, beautiful property. It was in the right location, and it got funded very early, right? Early, sooner than we expected. We put in a lot of work to it. We practice. We did, practice our presentation on what to say and make sure we're saying the correct things, you know, and that's why I got funded so early, and we're super excited about that.
And we are too. Right. Okay. So, what is your advice to our viewers who are still doubting, in when it comes to investing?
Well, I say if you're doubting it, you're doing something right. People who are skeptical, you got to be. You see, because you hear about people getting scammed out there. You know, because they try to take your money, and then they give you like a fake address and fake this and fake that, and then you look it up. Eventually, it's like, well, you didn't even get anything, right? Look at was it Bernie Madoff was a guy that people invest a lot of money with him. He scammed them. He's like in jail forever. Maybe, I don't know. Is he still alive? I don't even know. But I saw a special on him, and he got put in jail for a long time. That's because there are people out there who aren't going to do it right. But that's with everything, right? So, number one, trust the people. Okay, you got to trust them. If you can't trust them, don't even do it. But then now you trust them. The next step is verify. I always say trust and verify. You can't just, some people have a lot of trust and they don't do a lot of verifying. That's how scams happen. They get you on like the smaller ones, and then they ask for more, and then eventually they get you on a big one. You trust them, verify the property, verify with an attorney. It's a real property. The operating agreement is real, you know, and do that every time. And I think if you trust the right people, you start seeing the money start coming in. And then people get really excited when they get a refinance, because upon the refinance, usually 40 to 60% of the money comes back. And when it comes back, you have the same equity in the deal still, but you just got 40 to $60,000 back, or out of 100, right? And it's tax free because it's a refinance, and then you're still getting depreciation the whole time. So it's worked well for us. We've been doing it since 2018. So 4 years. And when I tell people to invest, I make sure I let them know we have skin in the game as well. We're investing alongside you. I want you to know that I believe in our investments. So we're also putting our money in. It's just not you. That's really my own principle, right? Because it's like if someone says, "Hey, Rocky, this is great. You got to invest too." And then you ask them, "Well, Alex, it sounds pretty good. How much are you investing?" And I say, "Well, I'm not investing anything, but I want you to invest," right? Because it shows. It shows like who's investing and who's not. So you don't want to follow someone who's not investing it, who's not vested themselves. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Right. Like, if you can't trust your own
Right. Right.
business, then
It's like if you
why
go
offer it to
to
someone
a
else, right?
Nike shoe store and the people there are wearing Reeboks. That's a problem.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's a red
Yeah,
flag.
that's
Why
a
are you
red
wearing
flag
Reebok? Why
right
are you not
there.
wearing your own brand? You know? Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for sharing this information with us. So, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so that we can give you more tips and on how you can make your money work for
Perfect.
you.
Thank you, Rocky.
All
Bye
right.
now.
Thank you. Bye bye.